welcome to Anoka High School for Section 5 3A Volleyball in the championship matchup tonight between the top two seeds, the number 2 seed, the Champlin Park Rebels, and the number 1 seed, the Osseo Orioles. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Lisa Murphy, and great seasons for both of these teams, Lisa. Not really a surprise when you look at their records and what they've done all year that they are still alive here on this Saturday night.
Yes, Osseo has played fantastic. They have only lost 1 game all season. Champlin Park has played incredible, and they just beat Blaine in a 5-game match in order to get here. They've sustained some injuries, and they've come back from those. They've both really rallied themselves and played incredible to get here tonight.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a contrast in the semifinals. I don't want to say Osseo had it easy, but they did sweep St. Michael Albertville. Meanwhile, like you said, on the brink of being eliminated by Blaine, and Champlin Park somehow found a way in that 5th set, and that's got to give a team a lot of confidence.
Definitely a huge boost in their confidence. To have to scramble and put in a new lineup in the 5th game and ending up winning it 17-15, that would definitely boost my team's confidence if that happened in that situation.
I'm going to tell you about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest, starting with Champlin Park, and they've got a young player that is dynamite already. You know, you can't call her a future star anymore. Sydney Hilly is already a star for this team.
For sure. She is a freshman. She's been playing at high-level competitive JO programs since 2 years ago. She's spoken with a lot of D1 schools. I think she's scheduled to go somewhere after this match, after this season, in fact. Yes, she's a dynamite player. It'll be a lot of fun to watch her play tonight.
And for Osseo, a real veteran. They've had a lot of players from the Pekarik family, and Megan Pekarik now a senior and just a steadying influence as a setter. She'll get the ball where it needs to go more often than not here tonight.
She's done a great job leading this team in their incredible record, leading the team on the court, deciding where to dish the ball, and communicating with Bill. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch her lead this team tonight.
All right, should be a great matchup. As we said, unfortunately an injury for Champlin Park. Maria Sampson will be sidelined tonight by a knee injury she suffered in the semifinals. So they will be without her, but it still should be a great matchup tonight. The Rebels and Orioles meet for a spot in the state tournament next here on 12 Sports.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
And welcome back to Anoka High School. A cozy atmosphere in the Anoka Fieldhouse. Not the biggest gym around, but it adds some atmosphere for playoff games, certainly when you got a pretty packed house in here. And these fans for both teams pumped up and excited. They're teams that have had good programs, but not necessarily the in section finals every year kind of deal. So I think it's pretty exciting for both of them. And we'll get a look at the starters for the Rebels: Caitlin Kearns, Janae Alderson, Hannah Krimble, Sydney Hilly, Brenna Walton, Shelley Peterson, and their libero is Callie Zebnik for the Rebels. And for Osseo, Shia Sanders, Hannah Pekarik, Jackie Jones, Emily Carmen, Christina Bowe, Megan Pekarik, and their libero is Jaslyn Tanyelu. Orioles a sweep over the Rebels when they played during the regular season, and John Yunker, Rebels coach, told us, as you can look at Maria Sampson right there on crutches, and obviously disappointed that she's not going to be out on the court tonight, but will have to do what she can to help her team. But John Yunker was telling us that he felt like his team was just a little too jacked up the first time they played Osseo, that they were so fired up for the match that it led to some mistakes.
Yeah, losing the sections to them last year, yeah, really fired them up and made them want to win. So hopefully we won't see that again today. We'll see more of an even matchup.
Osseo had good expectations coming into this year, maybe even have done a little better than what they were hoping. They did not lose a match until very late in the year in a tournament to Chanhassen, and Northwest Suburban champs and top seed for this section. So I don't think it's a secret to say that Osseo has got to be considered the favorite coming in, but the Rebels have shown what they can do, and the fact that so many of these players know each other so well too, I think adds to the drama a little bit. You know, playing a match they're very familiar. It isn't like it's a completely new team to them by any means. They all know each other.
They know the strengths and weaknesses of their opponents for sure.
There's a look at John Junker, the Rebels coach, who, as we noted earlier in the season, is actually an Osseo High School graduate too, so he's all familiar with the orange and black, but tonight he's all Rebels. Here's Brenna Walton getting set to serve it up here for Champlin Park, and we are underway. Jones hitting from the back and misfires. 1-0 Rebels early on. Communication could be a little bit of an issue because of the noise in here tonight. You know, you'd like to see a good crowd and everything, but there's no doubt it's going to be a little harder to hear each other on the court.
They might change some things. They're going to have to strategize against all the noise.
Walton with a nice dig after the Osseo tip. Hilly going cross court with it. Now they'll set to Shia Sanders, and Walton digs another one up. Hilly getting another swing here. Perfect pass. And we're going to have let's see, do we have a net violation on Osseo? I believe so, yes.
Looks like Bo was in the net. The set was a little bit tight from Pekarik, and Bo ended up having a very nice tip, but touching the net.
So the Rebels getting off to a good start. Zevnik to the floor to get that one. Hilly has it denied. Rebels, though, good coverage behind her. To Bo in the middle, and off the block, and Osseo on the board.
Bo does a great job of twisting her hand at the last minute, creating a spin that would ricochet off the block and getting it to go out of bounds. Great approach by Bo.
Victoria Teckham in to serve here for the Orioles. That one would have been close to being out. Rebels play it though. Now Pekarik will come to Bo right in the middle, and she's able to get the kill for the Orioles, and they quickly even it up at 2.
That was a very quick play, a quick tip from the other side. She got it right to the setter, came in hard for a 1, and got a kill.
Teckham with a good, tough serve. Hilly gets to it. But ball handling error there on the Rebels, so Osseo will score its 3rd straight. Been setting for Hilly a lot, and we can see why right there as she puts it away.
Great cross-court swing by Hilly. A strong approach coming in cross-court. She elevates and swings cross, and the defense just doesn't have enough time to get under the ball.
Janae Alderson will serve as Allie Miller, another freshman, checks in here for Champlin Park. Definitely some youth on this Rebels team, and Osseo too, actually. A lot of these players are not going to be graduating after this match, or after this season, so.
There'll be some strong seasons for both schools in the future.
Hannah Pekarik getting set to serve it up here for the Orioles as they hold an early 4-3 lead. Long run to get to that one, and tipped over here. Overpass by the Orioles though. Pekarik scrambling, and now Jones will send it over. Rebels attack middle, and Kearns able to get it done. A little bit of an off speed. They weren't perfect on the timing there, but got enough of it to get it over.
Strong swing by Kearns, going to her left instead of coming in strong and going down to her right. A good choice on direction.
Peyton Studelberg in to serve here now for the Rebels. Taniello, a difficult pass there. Jones tipping. Here's Hilly firing away, and it is good. The Rebels go back in front at 5-4.
That was a brave set Her teammate passed it over her shoulder up to Hilly. It was a perfect placement for such an unusual set, and a great swing by Hilly.
Studelberg a little too strong with that serve, and we're evened up here. A little bit of a difference in this gym. There's not a wall that's very near to the court on either side. I mean, obviously every school's gyms are a little bit different, but sometimes can change the perspective a little bit as you serve, especially. There's Hilly smoking another one home for the Rebels.
Strong cross-court swing off of a pass from her setter. She found a hole in the black and was able to go close to the line.
Hilly will serve. And scrapes it off the net for an ace, and the Rebels looking good early on, lead 7-5. I asked Bill Kwan, about the difference playing this team for a second time, and I said, "Are you worried about overconfidence?" And the first thing he said was, "Well, they've got Sydney Hilly on their team, so we know we cannot be overconfident."
Can't skate through this game whatsoever.
Pekarik has to chase it down. Jones denied at the net there, as Kearns and Miller were there for the Rebels, and they have looked solid in the early going.
Great heads-up play by Champlin Park. It looked like a broken play. We had a player running in a different zone, and we still had 2 blockers on her.
Overpass here by Tanielu, but they're not able to put it away. Hilly setting to the outside off the block there from Keely Miller's hit. Tanielu, good coverage to the corner on Kearns. Zebnik will drop it back for Hilly with a down ball there. Tanielu, a great dig. Long point here, who's gonna take it? Hilly with the dump, but they see it coming. Now Jones and Zebnik. Ball just landing out, and a point for the Orioles.
Very close for that Orioles player, almost getting hit by the ball.
She was about to play it and then just got word at the last second and still nearly hit her.
Teammates congratulating her for getting out of the way.
Megan Pekarik serving here for the Orioles. They trail it by 2 in the first set. And there's Sanders up for the block for Osseo, and they're to within 1.
Good net play by Osseo. Both blockers close. Get right on top of the ball, and Champlin just can't get it up.
And here's Kearns driving that one off the block for the kill for Champlin Park.
Wow, that back set by Hilly from behind the 10-foot line to her right side hitter was incredible.
Zebnik to serve here for Champlin Park. Here's Jones and puts that one away, and Osseo doing a nice job of disguising. They mix the ball up where it's going, and do a good job of not giving away early what they're going to do.
When they pass the ball that perfect, they can have 3 hitters coming in, and Champlin Park has to choose who they're going to defend.
Jones, though, sprays that serve well wide, and the Rebels now lead it by 2 again. Peterson back in to serve here for Champlin Park. Here's Sanders, dug up by Hilly, and then put away by Sanders. The ball hit. It was actually going to be Osseo's point anyway, because the ball hit one of those banners hanging over the court and then went over, which is out of play. It's kind of unfortunate for volleyball here. Those are hanging lower than you'd like to see, and I got to believe that's not the last time they'll come into play. There's Bo with a great block, and Osseo getting a little run going.
She did a really good job fronting that hitter who was coming from the other side, from behind the setter. Great job by the freshman Bo.
Tanielu serving. And ball handling error there on Hilly as she tried to get into position. They had a near collision there, and it fouled that one up a little bit, so the Orioles grabbed the lead. To Alderson. Pekarik comes to Sanders, had to wait for that one a little bit. Pekarik the back set, Bo reaching back to play it. Pass right on target, but the hit sprayed just a little bit wide there. Hannah Krimble wiping it to the outside, but couldn't keep it in play.
It looks like we were in the net. That
Oh, you're
Osseo
right.
was in the net. Wondering who they're calling.
Point for the Rebels there. Jones playing that one. It would have been close to being out, and now have a lift call there on Megan Pekarik. So
That's tough. That was an athletic move. I think that was a great set. That's hard because sometimes in JO volleyball that won't be called.
Bow off the block and good. Gets it back for Osseo. So we keep creating points here. It's been tight all the way through. And we're even
Look
up
how
at 12-12.
high Bow gets up in the air. She just ricochets it down off of her blocker's hands.
Teckham serving here for Osseo. And an overpass there. Good recovery by the Rebels as Bow tried to put it away. They'll come to Bow, blocked right back at her, and that'll be a point for the Rebels as it crawls up Bow's arm. Strong block put up by Champlin Park. Now there's a discussion on
If I had to guess, I would say the down ref blowed her whistle for a foul that occurred before the lift. Strong block.
So they're going to award the point to Osseo after a player into the net for Champlin Park. So the Orioles will go up 13-12. Good communication by the officials. I admit I didn't see it initially, but they got together and talked about it. Pekarik will come across to her sister, and Hannah Pekarik gets the kill here for Osseo.
Very strong set by Megan Pekarik, shooting it all the way out to the antenna so her sister could get the kill.
Teckham serving with her team up by 2, but not anymore as that one into the tape. Alderson to serve here for the Rebels, down by 1. They've had the lead for a fair share of this first set. And Yellow shooting it toward the corner. Rebels attack middle, and Kearns gets it done. Champlin Park has to feel good about the way this one started as the team that got swept by Osseo earlier. Obviously, we're a long way from deciding even this first one, but they've played well so far.
They are playing incredible. Their passes are right onto their setter. They're able to choose who they're setting.
Bow smoking that one home off the block, and Osseo goes back in front.
I'm really impressed with how aggressive Bow is hitting in this game. Being a freshman, this is being her first experience through sections.
Here's Kearns cross court. Jones able to dig that one up. And we had a net violation against the Rebels as Megan Pekarik attacking with the left hand, and Champlin Park's blocker was into the net.
Very aggressive tip by Megan Pekarik.
Hannah Pekarik with a strong serve. Pass off target there. Tough one for Megan to get to, and tried to pass it overhead there, and Krimble only too happy to put it away.
Very strong controlled set by Krimble with both hands going down, setting the ball.
Studelberg serving now for Champlin Park. And Bow able to adjust nicely there as that ball wasn't exactly where she wanted it, but able to stop her momentum and still get a good, decent swing on the ball. Bow with the serve. Right down the line, they just got to it. Nice dig by Zevnik. Now Hilly will get a swing. That's off the block. Pass pretty tight to the net, but Pekarik handles it no problem. And Jones puts away, but we had a net violation anyway against the Rebels. So score the point for Osseo.
Great strong swing on the outside. And something to mention, Christina Bowe in the back row playing excellent defense. Sometimes as a middle hitter, you don't get a lot of practice doing that. And she did a really good job.
Osseo by 3, biggest lead either team's had, maybe in the whole first set. And this one put away by Allie Miller.
Kind of a messy play by Osseo. Kind of kept it tight right against the Champlin block.
Hilly to serve here for Champlin Park. Crucial points coming up. Oh, and Champlin Park out of rotation. That's a tough one.
Looks like we're trying to figure out which players are out of rotation.
Crucial time for that to happen. A point for Osseo. They go up 19-16. And Megan Pekarik will serve now for the Orioles as Sanders rotates back in.
And that's tough when Sampson gets hurt and they change their entire rotation around her, filling in her spot. That's something that's bound to happen.
To the outside, Sanders puts it away. Nobody there on a block, and Sanders could have her pick of where to put that one, and the Orioles hit the 20 mark now, leading 20-16, and a timeout taken by Champlin Park.
Great set by Megan Pekarik. It was as if she knew there was no block. That ball was perfectly placed, tight and low on the net. Sanders just had her choice of where to hit.
Look at Bill Kwan and company here as not a super fast start for them tonight, but they never had any stretch where they really looked rattled either. They just kind of slowly chipped away and now have grabbed a 4-point lead here at 20-16. They know this Rebels program very well too, and they know what to expect here tonight.
They're doing a really good job serving aggressively. Their setter is really spreading the ball out. She's setting it all the way outside to the antenna. She's really making the blockers from Champlin Park work on deciding where she's going to set, who they're going to cover, who they're going to front. So yeah, she's definitely mixing it up and keeping Champlin Park on their guard.
And we talked about before the match that sometimes you play a team and the setter tries to spread it around and you wonder why they're doing that, because they have one hitter who's clearly a lot better than the others, but it's not the case with Osseo. These are good plays to be mixing it up. You want to go to Sanders, you want to go to Jones, you want to go to Bowe and Hannah Pekarik. I mean, all of them are talented. Megan Pekarik, a nice dig there, and then Jones smacks it off the block. Little plays like that. Megan Pekarik, one-hand dig. Orioles building on a 5-point lead now. Pekarik will come to Sanders, and I guess it was blocked. I didn't think it had made it over. Hilly will come to the outside for Kearns. Taniela to the floor to get to it. Can they keep it up? Yes. Hilly comes back across to Kearns, and that one was just out of her reach.
Kearns did her best to get to the ball, but yeah, that was hard to keep in bounds. Some great scramble plays by both sides to keep this volley alive.
Osseo has taken command late in this first, and now Kearns, another misfire there. And Osseo ripping off a nice run here, 23-16, another timeout for John Junker. And found out tonight, Lisa, that you actually played for John Junker at one point, right?
Yes, I played JO volleyball for John Junker when he was coaching with Club Tonka in Minnetonka. He was a great coach.
Here's a look at Section 5-3A and how things have shaped up. Not really a lot of upsets. I mean, St. Michael knocked off Mounds View in a 4-5 matchup in the quarterfinals, but other than that, not a lot of upsets along the way. The seedings were primarily Northwest Suburban Conference teams in that Final 8. So, and the Rebels, of course, just edging Blaine in that memorable 5-set battle in the semis and getting to this point. So there you see Sampson giving her teammates a little talk. Obviously, you know, when you're a part of, she's been part of this program for the last 4 years, and certainly her voice still can be heard tonight, even if she's not playing. Megan Pekarik serving it up here for Osseo. Sent over here, and a nice dig by Pekarik. Now Sanders will have to just bump it over. Kearns off the antenna, another point for Osseo. The Rebels have started to have some more mistakes late in this first one than they had been earlier, and now Osseo has a chance to win it.
Yeah, we have Hilly setting from behind the 10-foot line again. So it's just harder to get that perfect set and that perfect hit when your pass is off.
Pekarik will come to Sanders, puts it away, and Osseo pulls away strong, and they'll take the first set 25-16. Rebels had the lead for a good share of it, but then Osseo just slowly but surely pulls away in the end, and they finish with a kill from Sanders. So top seed Osseo looking smooth late in that first set. Orioles 25-16. We'll be back with our second here from Anoka High School in just a moment.
Is your local source.
Intercepted. This one looks like it could go for the touchdown.
Reed puts it away, and Hopkins advances.
Hello and welcome to a new season of Sports Champ.
Channel 12, your local source.
Welcome back here to Anoka High School along with Lisa Murphy. I'm Jay Wilcox. Osseo over Champlin Park 25-16 in the first set here in the Section 5 3A Championship. And you see Champlin Park has made one state tournament appearance. Tina Rowley coaching the Rebels to the tournament back in 2001. And Osseo, the school's been around longer for one thing, but they've had a number of Tournament 7 appearances. In fact, they were the very first state champion in 1974 when volleyball first became, and girls sports for that matter, first became regular parts of the high school league. So, and in fact, they won the championship here at Anoka. That's where the state tournament was played back then. Hilly with a swing, and then she'll get another crack, but Osseo is ready. They go outside to Sydney Hilly. And Tanielu, they can't quite save it as Sanders had to step back and not run into the crowd there. And Champlin Park, Hilly wasn't going to be denied a third time.
Yeah, after 3 attempts, she did get the kill. Great swing, great cross-court swing.
Alderson serving here for the Rebels. Good hang time by Bo as she had to reach back for that one and still got enough of it. Kind of threw the blockers timing off. I thought for about 3/4 of that first one that Champlin Park did what they wanted to do, and then all of a sudden Osseo just kind of put the accelerator down and sped away from them.
It felt like they passed really well for the first 3/4 of the game, and then their passing kind of went, and they were pulling their setter all over the court and having a lot more trouble hitting aggressively.
Ball dumped to the corner here by Hannah Pekarik, and the Rebels caught a little bit out of position. Teckham serving here for Osseo. Hilly has to run up and send it toward that corner. Tough ball to set for Pekarik, and she went under the net with her foot. Or actually it might be a ball handling error anyway, but I think she was just too difficult a ball to handle there.
It was a great idea, trying to keep the ball on her side and giving it to a setter, giving it to a hitter instead of dumping it.
Should be 2-2. They've think they messed up on the scoreboard. And that serve is wide. Yeah, they're gonna get this squared away. They're okay, now they've got it right. Osseo 3-2.
All right.
There's Hannah Pekarik with the serve. Ooh. Daniela and Hannah Pekarik were just about to run into each other that time. They both pulled up, and you know, even though that ball hits the court, then I think you might prefer that to having two of your better players collide and maybe get hurt on that one. So
it was an unusual play too. We were sending to Hilly from the back row.
Serve is too strong, and Osseo is back in front. The Rebels have definitely started to make more errors in all phases of the game than they were very early on, and including that serving error there. Hilly to Kearns. Zebnik will come back outside for Kearns. Down the line she goes, but it was out.
Great over-the-shoulder pass by Callie Zebnik for Champlin Park on that play so that she could set Hilly.
Bow with the serve. Kearns and Osseo able to stay with it, but player into the net looked like for...
Looks
no,
like
we're
we're
gonna
getting
have
a
a replay.
replay. Not quite sure what happened on that play. Very athletic saves by Osseo.
Might have been an inadvertent whistle there. So Bow will serve it. Outside, Kearns has to swat it backhanded. She somehow kept it in play. Overpass there and put away by Keely Miller for Champlin Park. And they get the serve back here, trailing it by just a point.
After all these fantastic digs, Keely Miller really lucked out. There was no defense player right in front of her, and she was just able to dump it.
Zebnik with the serve here for the Rebels. Tip to the outside. Hilly, a great effort, and gets the dig.
Good call. Sometimes as a player, when you're sending it over the net for that third contact, you just get a little too excited because you're going to have to push it harder, and it's really easy to make that double contact error.
6-4 lead here for Osseo. Megan Pekarik with the serve. Hilly goes outside to Alderson. Now Sanders getting a swing. And put away here for the Rebels by Allie Miller.
Allie Miller hit at a great angle to her left. She was able to find that sideline. Strong approach and a strong turn in the air to get it to that left side.
Shelly Peterson to serve here for the Rebels as they try and tie it up here in the second set. And Jones a swing at that one, and she'll get the kill for Osseo.
Strong swing by Jones. It looked like she was a little bit tight to the net. She did keep herself from getting into the net, and luckily the ball hit the ground before she crossed the center line.
And that serve is just good. Rebels let it go and thought it was going to be long, and instead it hits the line. So 8-5 now. Jones getting an ace. And the block will end up just wide. Good timing, but they just couldn't quite turn the ball to the court enough.
We're having some trouble, Champlin Park, getting the ball up to the setter's position. We've been pulling her off onto the 10-foot line. She's still doing a fabulous job getting the ball to her hitters, but it'd be a lot easier for them if their passes were going right to her.
Jones. Megan Pekarik will come behind her to Sanders. Nice dig there by Walton. Hilly will roll it over. And a nice block by Alderson. It looked like Hannah Pekarik slipped a little bit on her approach, and it ended up being just a little bit of a tip that didn't have much on it, and nice block by Alderson. And Sanders able to get that one down quickly before the blocker Alderson could get up.
Sanders
into
coming
position.
Sanders coming in front and swinging in the middle for Osseo is a play that we haven't seen yet. And Champlin had 2 blockers on her, but still wasn't able to handle it.
Daniela the serve here. Tough ball for Walton, and then tipped over by Krimble. Anna Pekarik off the block. Here's Hilly firing away, and that one is good. Great shot placement cross court for Sydney Hilly.
Good approach by Hilly here to go to the deep corner to come in strong. It looked like her double block was blocking her line. Short cross court, and she went deep to the corner.
Rebels to within 1. Hilly, another opportunity here, and she will get the kill to tie us up at 9 apiece.
They're really giving Hilly a lot of attempts on the ball, and she's handling it really well. Handling the pressure and just all the different situations. She's been hitting from behind and on the outside as well.
Alderson, a nice dig on that one. Hilly goes down the line with it, and Champlin Park surges into the lead, 10-9. Alderson did a great job, and then Hilly also.
Great idea by Hilly to go down the line. An unusual strategy instead of setting another one of her players.
Pekarik to Bow, and Osseo gets the serve back with emphasis there as Bow hammers it to the floor.
Fabulous play by Bow on a perfect pass that even drew the blocker to stick with the setter.
Teckham serving here, tied up at 10 apiece. Osseo leading 1-0. And they're not handling the serve was Peterson, so the Orioles go up 11-10. Didn't see very much of that at all in the first, but Champlin Park started to have a little trouble passing late in that first one, and at times it's continued here into the second.
It looks like their confidence is a little bit shaky right now.
And they let that one go, and it was in by a fair amount right up the middle. That can't happen if you're Champlin Park. You got to be sure it's going to be out, and that one was right probably 6 inches in.
Low aggressive serves by Teckham.
Much better pass this time. Walton goes to Hilly, and there's the result.
Hilly swinging out of the middle is effective as well, especially on a great pass like that.
Made it a lot easier for Walton. Of all the things you look for in a match is how comfortable is the setter, how much does she have to run for the ball, and a lot of times that'll tell you a lot about who's going to win the match.
Yes, how tired is she going to be by the end of the game?
There's another kill for Sydney Hilly. She has started to take over at times here for the Rebels. 12-12 now, they even it up.
Hilly's doing a great job hitting from the middle, from the outside, kind of carrying this team at this point. Even her energy out on the court.
They set back for Jones and into the tape, so Rebels go back in front here at 13-12.
Strong block by Champlin Park on that last hitting error by Osseo.
Sevnik, a good pass to Walton. They'll come to the right side, and that one's going to drop in. Osseo got caught looking at each other. Miller's hit was well placed, but nothing really special, and Osseo just kind of got confused on who was going to be where. And
between Teckham and the libero, they kind of looked at each other as it hit the ground.
So Champlin Park now is taking a 2-point lead, and Bill Kwan's going to call a timeout here, and he brings, it's interesting, he brings Megan Pekarik over first, and then she goes in and talks to her team, kind of like another assistant coach, I think it looked like right there.
Yeah, he's trusting her to run the team out on the court, so. She's setting all of her hitters. She's doing a really good job mixing it up. They're doing a really good job serving aggressively. Their passing is on. Champlin Park's having a little more trouble passing, but they are also hitting very aggressive, and it seems like their new strategy for this game too is to set Hilly as much as possible.
Studelberg will serve. Osseo, not a lot of happy faces in that huddle for Osseo right there. They are kind of feeling that things have started to get away from them a little bit in these last few points. Haven't been doing what had gotten them the lead. Here's Bow on the slide, and That's a good way to get the momentum back a little bit.
Fantastic hit by Bo. A slide shot, and she's able to turn her body and get her arm on top of the ball, send it down into the middle of the open court.
Hannah Pekarik will serve here for the Orioles. Walton coming across to Hilly. And set too tight to the net there, and Hilly puts it away for Champlin Park.
Very strong jousting skills by number 2, Hilly. As the ball comes overpass, she is able to maintain contact with the ball for a long time and be the last one to push the ball down.
Hilly with the serve here for the Rebels. They come outside to Bo, and she gets it done. Bo seems so versatile. She can hit from about anywhere, and good all-around ball skills too.
Swinging from the right side from a slide has been getting her a lot of kills this match, as are ones. Swinging short in the middle.
Kearns a running swing on that one. Now it's Hannah Pekarik. Great effort by Studelberg. But Kearns misfires, took her eye off it a little bit. I think she was trying to be too perfect with it and instead just misfired.
Oh, that was a beautiful save by Champlin Park's back row.
Even up now as Bo serves. Hilly to the outside. They'll come right back to Kearns. Good confidence builder there after a missed attack last time around.
It looked like Kearns had some really good timing. This block goes up, and she's able to go right up and over the block.
The lefty Zevnik serving here for the Rebels. And that one is just wide. Osseo asking for a touch on the ball, but no, says the official. So Rebels get the point.
That's one thing we have not seen by Osseo is a lot of hitting errors.
Megan Pekarik attacking, but Hilly able to get to it. And Alderson with a great block there for Champlin Park.
Very strong block. It looks like their whole team got excited about that one. When you're able to block it right back into the other player's body, there's not a lot their team can do with the ball.
They're checking on the scoring. They had messed it up on the scoreboard a moment ago. It is 18-15 Champlin Park. I think you run into the problem sometimes where it's, you're on a neutral site, and quite honestly, the scoreboard operator up on the board it says Anoka and guess. If you're here working in an Anoka match, you would know which one's Anoka. It's never going to be a question, but when it's Osseo and Champlin Park, sometimes you just get a little bit confused or forget, okay, which one's home, which one's visitor again. And here's Sanders ripping it home for Osseo, and they're back to within one.
Such a fast swing by Sanders. This back set, this approach, everything is so compact, and she is so tall. She extends her arm all the way and just kills the ball to the floor.
And missed wide by Megan Pekarik. As soon as she contacted that one, she realized that she had mishit that one. So a 2-point edge here for Champlin Park, trying to even things up. They lost the first one. Shelley Peterson serving here for Champlin Park. Here's Sanders getting another swing, and it is good.
Sanders is hitting so well tonight. You can just tell how much energy she has, how excited she's getting. Her head is level with the top of the tape. She's jumping so high tonight.
Here's Jones. Has it blocked. Alderson will get another crack at it here. And this time rolls it into the middle, change things up a little bit.
Great choice to use an off-speed shot. We haven't seen that a lot. And Alderson, she goes in very strong, like she's going to hit just like she did last time. And then at the last minute, she roll shots it down to the center of the court.
Walton serving. Rebels first to 20 here in the second set. Back to Sanders. There's her turn for a little roll shot.
She is having a fabulous night. A strong approach by Sanders again, just like we saw for Champlin. She fakes out the defense and is able to get one down.
Taniello with the serve, now to Hilly. Hilly misfiring, trying to go deep corner and instead missed, and we're even up at 20 now.
A Very intense game. Hilly has had a lot of attempts on that ball.
Daniela, a strong serve. They just barely got underneath that one. Good block. Pekarik will go the other way this time. Sanders again rolling it over the block. Not sure that they really wanted to do that because she had to reach for that one, and you'll take it though, 21-20.
It worked the first time, and now it's working the second time. It sounds like Champlin Park is going to be talking about that in their huddle. Obviously, when you've got a strong hitter like that, the tendency is for the back row players to want to be, back up the net. Braced for such a strong hit, and so sometimes it's hard to break that mindset that you're ready for her to just drive the ball onto your side of the court instead of having to dive down and save the ball from, hitting the ground in front of you.
You were talking about how enthused Sanders is, and I kind of feel like the way they share the ball that you're excited for each and every hit you get, because it isn't, sometimes you almost get weary with set to the left side, hit, set to the, same person hitting the ball all the time. Whereas with them, I think it keeps everybody really interested and fresh in terms of their attacks as well.
Yeah, if you watch the players for Osseo, I don't think they know when they're going to get set by their setter versus Champlin Park, who it does look like their strategy is setting Hilly at any opportunity they can. So yeah, Osseo's players are very sharp, and they stay a little bit fresher, not having to jump as much throughout the game.
Daniela with the serve. Osseo has retaken the lead here at 21-20. Pekarik will come to Sanders. Long reach for that one, and again, little off speed will work. It was barely one that she could reach here, but got it done.
It looked like she was just trying to keep the ball alive. And yeah, she ends up getting a kill for it just because she hasn't done that all game.
Dumped over here, but the Orioles are ready. Jones firing away, and it's good. Boy, that one was close to being out. No, it is going to be long. Overruled by the top official. Rebels were pretty sure that it was out. And I guess I thought so from here too, and the top official did overrule.
In such a close game, all of those points are so important.
Alderson serve, and it's too long. That was a crucial one there. And Osseo now leading by 23-21. Teckham into serve here for the Orioles.
We need a good pass from Champlin Park.
And they didn't really get it. Now Kern's able to send it over. Pekarik. Bo off the block and good. And Osseo's to within a point of taking a 2-0 lead.
An unusual swing, a good strategy by Bo, hitting at an upward trajectory. It kind of ricocheted off the block, and yeah, it was very hard to play. Smart play by Bo.
Champlin Park uses a timeout here, as you might expect, 24-21. Block was just a touch late, and because of the versatility on that hit by Osseo. Boy, the Rebels, they have to feel like this one might be one that got away from them a little bit. It played quite well for the most part, but now again at the end, it's Osseo that makes the plays.
Yeah, they were leading, they were passing, and they were hitting very aggressive and blocking a lot of Osseo's players, but yeah, they've just let Osseo creep back in. Osseo does have 3 aces, and Champlin Park has 3 service errors. So a lot of those points can just be credited to serving errors and serving aggressive.
Teckham will serve with a 24-21 lead here for Osseo in our second set. Walton, a long run to get to that one. They do push it over. Pekarik will come out to Hannah. Pekarik off the block and good. And Osseo will go up 2-0, a 25-21 victory. As the Orioles, again, when we get to those kind of the money points from 20 on up, seem to be able to take command. You see the pass was a real difficult one for Walton. They got out of system there, and then Osseo, it's Pekarik to Pekarik. And they get it done, and Osseo now in command, up 2-0 here, 25-21 Orioles. We'll be back with our third set here, the Section 5 3A Volleyball Championship here on 12 Sports.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
Good crowd on hand here at Anoka. The winner goes to the state tournament here in Section 5 3A Championship Volleyball, and Osseo, the top seed, taking the first two. And in the second one especially, Champlin Park was playing well. It seemed to be their momentum a little bit, and Osseo just makes the plays when it gets to those crunch times here. And they have to feel good about the way they're playing. For them, I don't know that you come into a huddle and just say more of the same, but that's really what they could do here and probably win this one.
They're not making a lot of errors. They're being very aggressive at every opportunity. And yeah, when the points get close and they get towards the end of the game, they don't make a lot of mistakes at all. They almost play better and better the closer to 25 they get.
Rebels have been right there really in both of the first two, especially the second one. And you look at the score, especially in that opening one, and you think that they didn't play well, but it wasn't really true. They didn't close well. Now Brenna Walton will serve to begin the third set here, and obviously they know, Rebels know from the other night against Blaine that momentum can change in a huge hurry in this sport, and being down two isn't ideal, but it isn't the end of the world either. You still got a chance. That one will land wide, and Osseo goes up 1-0.
Nice swing by Osseo. Kind of creates that digging error from Champlin Park.
Teckham will come in to serve here, and she's been a valuable weapon as a server here for the Orioles tonight.
She served the game point on game 2 and served extremely aggressive, forcing the setter to kind of have to jump and save the ball from going over the net.
Hilly gets the kill off the block as the Orioles were up just a touch late here and able to use the blockers and just wipe it off them to the outside.
Yeah, it looked like she swung at the ball so strong that the Osseo's right side was just unable to keep her arms straight towards the court.
Here's Jones scraping it off the net and good, and now Osseo leads 2-1.
That was a fantastic play by Osseo. We haven't seen a lot where our front row players are faking approaches and we're setting the back row players instead.
Hannah Pekarek to swing here for the Orioles. And it's good, and boy, the Rebels, that's at least 3 times that's happened tonight.
I feel like the fans are cheering just like football.
Yes, they beat Champlin Park 42-0 in the open round of the playoffs this year. So
rubbing it in a little bit.
Just a little. Osseo, congratulations to the Osseo football team, qualified for the state tournament Friday night too, beating Prior Lake in a real good battle. And the Rebels scrambling, and they'll get it over. Osseo thought that was 4 hits. They were certain that play was over.
Zevnik, the libero for Champlin Park, gets to stay on the ground and swing at the ball. And let's see if it gets recorded in her stats as a kill.
3-2 now, and Osseo, they really kind of stopped playing. They were certain that was the 4th hit. Middle to Kearns, and that one probably would have been out, but Teckham played it. Coming right at you high and hard like that, it's hard to make that judgment.
Especially when it's coming right at your face. She does a good job protecting her face, but just isn't able to keep the ball in play.
Studelberg with the serve, and an overpass there. Brought a good block by Megan Pekarek. Now Hilly cross court with that one. Megan Pekarek, an athletic set. Jones, a good hard swing, but a good pass for the Rebels the other way. And Kearns tipping, and it stayed up. No, ball hit the floor. Osseo cannot believe it.
It looks like Bill Clum's trying to calm everyone down, even though it was a controversial call.
Right there, yeah, that ball never hit the court. They had a legitimate beef, but he's right. Bill's right to say you got to just forget it and move on. And Bo spraying that one way wide in the corner.
Bo has not made a lot of hitting errors, and typically when she does that swing, she's getting it off of the hands of her blockers.
Studelberg with the serve. Now Jones. Good pass by Studelberg. Walton gets it to Hilly. Overpass here, and Hilly is up quick again and pounds that one home. And the Rebels kind of hoping to use the momentum from that possibly missed call, leading at 6-3.
Hilly jumps twice in a row here, and her second jump looks significantly higher than her first jump. Very athletic moves.
There's an ace by Studelberg as Hannah Pekarik at the last second was going to let that one go and ended up hitting her hand. I think it was going to be in anyway, though. They come to Bo, and she will get the serve back. Osseo, for one of the few times tonight, looking a little rattled, more so than anything because they felt one or even two calls went against them.
Christina Bo did a great job swinging from behind her shoulder to the cross court on that last play to get the kill so that she could serve.
And Walton falling into the net as that had a long way to go to get to that ball.
Well, it actually went into the net and under the net, too.
Orioles back to within 2. And that one not handled by Studelberg as the Rebels turn to struggle on serve receive. 7-6 now. Osseo's lead, or deficit I should say, cut down to 1.
Christina Bo's jump serve is very hard to handle, and she plays great defense in the back row as a middle hitter.
There's Kearns getting the kill for Champlin Park.
Kearns was able to get on top of that ball and snap it down. It looked like her defense was reading that it was going to go a little bit deeper than it did, but just because of that quick snap, she's able to get it just 3 feet behind the 10-foot line.
Hilly with the serve, a high pass here. Now Pekarik for Jones, tipping it over, and it will drop in. Boy, Jones was really close to going into the net there, or under the net. Just barely able to hold up.
She was. Just look how fast she gets right up to the net from about mid-court. Great hustle by Jones to get that tip.
Megan Pekarik the serve here for Osseo. Hilly setting middle and just wide by Allie Miller. A pretty good idea, but didn't hit the line with that one.
They haven't set Miller enough tonight. I feel like we should establish her a little bit more. Get her another set right away.
Osseo trying to take the lead back. Here's Kearns. Taniello's pass off target, but Jones able to run it down. Hilly coming back to Kearns and misfired. Kearns is seemed a little overeager, and there's a few times where she's just taking a big swing even when it's really not available to her.
Yeah, I don't know if she took her eye off the ball or was just approaching a spot versus where she thought the trajectory of the set was going.
Studelberg had it blocked by Carmen. Now Sanders, Zevnik able to dig that one. And Carmen right there to put it away for Osseo. Kind of an unsung player, doesn't get a ton of balls to her, but Carmen able to get the job done right there.
Yeah, great swing by Sanders as well, just to create that overpass.
Timeout taken here by Champlin Park as Osseo, after falling behind 7-3, has surged into the lead here.
Osseo's doing a fantastic job serving aggressively. They've created a lot of serve-receive errors from Champlin Park. And they're just able to set up, because they're getting free balls in return from some of these really strong serves, they're able to set up a really aggressive offense really early in the volleys, kind of putting Champlin Park on their heels the whole time.
Yeah, Osseo has just served, regardless of who it is, they've served strong tonight.
With a lot of energy from the fans tonight from Osseo.
Got the togas going and they're a little chanting back and forth. We're kind of right in the middle of it all, so if anything breaks out, we're going to have to
evacuate.
Get out of the way in a hurry here. That seems to be all in good fun so far. Megan Pekarik with the serve. Hilly to Kearns, and it just crawls over, and they'll get another opportunity here. And Kearns into the tape. It'll be Osseo's point.
Osseo player number 5, Emily Carmen, had a great save where she punched the ball up off of her block.
Megan Pekarik to serve. Hilly dumping it over. Now Jones will attack on the second ball there. Good dig by Studelberg. And then she misfires from the back though. And Osseo starting to take advantage again and go up 12-8.
Really great idea by Studelberg to do a back row swing, but just coming off of the low pass, it was hard to get up in the air and have good timing.
And that pass off target, and Osseo will get another point here as Megan Pekarik serving strong, and they go up 13-8.
If you watch the Osseo players on the court, they're talking to each other, they're getting each other revved up, trying to energize one another to really push and finish this game.
Here's Miller, and that one is good. Allie Miller getting an opportunity there and puts it away.
A nice shot by Miller, finding the back line.
Zevnik to serve here for Champlin Park. Overpass there. Alderson trying to put it away, but a nice dig. And then Hilly. Carmen hoping she could time that one and block it on a ball well off the net. Didn't quite get it done.
Yeah, Carmen looked like she lined up with Hilly, and she was right there, but she just didn't have her hands at a strong enough angle to get the ball. It looks like Bill Clum's arguing that the overpass, when Champlin Park handled the overpass, she did have some prolonged contact. And he looked like he wanted that called, but it was not.
Here's Jones, and nice block by Allie Miller for Champlin Park. And now they get a little momentum going their way, 13-11 deficit.
That was a tough play for Allie Miller, and she made the right decision. She had 3 hitters coming in strong off of a great pass, and she chose the right hitter to cover.
Zevnik will set for Hilly and puts it away. Megan Pekarik taking a ball that should have been Taniela's there, cut in front of her. And Taniela was in good position to make a play, but Pekarik stepped out of her area. Yep. Serve too long from Zevnik though, and Osseo will get the point. Jones to serve. And is this ball in? I think it was. And it's going to be rolled out.
It looked like the line ref didn't know if it was in or out. Must have been a very close ball.
So it'll be a point for the Rebels. This was very close. The majority of the ball ended out, but it didn't make any contact with the line, and they say ultimately no. Jones, and that pass is into the scoring table, and so Osseo will get a point.
Good hustle by Sydney Hilly to try to get a hand on it and bring it back inside of the court. Just ends up hitting the antenna instead.
Taniello to serve here for Osseo. And Alderson pounding that one home for the Rebels.
We haven't seen a lot of hits by Alderson tonight. That was such a strong approach. She went inside the blocker's hands, and the defense wasn't able to handle it. I'd like to see her get set more tonight.
Walton the serve here for the Rebels, an overpass there, but Krimble reaching back for it, called for the lift. Didn't quite get it right at the top, and then ends up the ball resting on her palm a little bit.
Good call. Yeah, it was just a little bit too long of contact with the ball.
Teckham serving for Osseo, up by 2. Alderson rolling it to the middle. Now Pekarik will come to Bow, off the block and good. Good timing there with Megan Pekarik and Bow.
What a great pass by Tanalu on the transition. She's just able to jump set the one. It's hard for a blocker for Champlin Park to decide, should she go with the setter who's jump setting, should she stay in front of Bow? And Bow is just able to slam it through her hands.
Overpass there, and
Looks like we're getting called for a back row player attacking the ball. So the setter did a joust with the middle, and she's not allowed to contact the ball in the plane of the net.
Osseo by 4 now. Zebnik will have to play a free ball over here, and Osseo gets a chance to get into their offense. Nice dig by Zebnik. Can they keep it alive? Yes. Back for Bow, and that one might have been going out. Great hustle, though, to keep it alive by Peterson. Bow, a long reach for that one, and she'll get the kill anyway. She is so good at adjusting.
Yeah, to off-speed sets.
Look at this play by Peterson. Oh, this
great
was
hustle.
Perfect effort. And not only did she keep the ball up, you got a reasonably good pass away with it too. But Osseo didn't let it bother him, and Bow adjusting on. They were clearly not on the same page on where that set, what kind of a set you wanted there. But
yeah, if we're tracking the patterns of where the setters are going on the court, Osseo's setter is just able to stand right at the net, right where she wants to be the majority of the time. And we're watching Champlin Park's setter run around over the whole court, setting back row players, setting to the outside, throwing the ball from corner to corner. So Champlin Park is on defense more often than Osseo is. But if they were able to get that pass to the setter, I feel like they'd be able to keep her in that spot more frequently.
it's Halloween week, and toga is the order of the day here for the Osseo student section.
A lot of enthusiasm.
Teckham to serve here for Osseo, trying to put Champlin Park away here. They've won the first 2. Hilly dug up by Jones. Now it's Bow, had it blocked. They'll come outside this time. Hannah Pekarik firing, but Zebnik, a good dig. And a diving try, but the point recorded for the Rebels, and that was pretty much a must-need point for them.
Hilly did a good job coming in, kind of doing a cut shot. It got ricocheted off the block, and Osseo just wasn't able to recover from the ricochet.
Alderson serving here for the Rebels. Hannah Pekarik too strong with that one, and the lead is trimmed to 3.
Champlin Park needs to serve aggressive here so that they can keep Osseo out of system. They don't want that ball to go right to the setter, so she gets 3 hitting options.
Some question on scorekeeping, it looks like, over there too now. I believe 1916, which we have on our screen, should be correct. But they've got 1915 now on the board. No, it should be 16. Yep, that's what they got it corrected. Important to kind of get to that right away so you don't wonder if you're, the scoreboard operator, scorekeeper over there, get the officials' attention and make sure that everybody's on the same page score-wise. Hilly had it blocked by Bow. Hilly will swing again, and again denied, and Osseo kind of signifies how the night's gone for them right there.
Bow and Pekarik do a great job tag teaming this block. Both of Bow's arms are up high over the net, all the way to her elbows, and she's just angling that ball back down to the court.
Hannah Pekarik with the serve here for Osseo, and Hilly can't get the pass up very high, 21-16.
Aggressive serve by Pekarik. Interesting, I wonder if she's serving to Hilly on purpose or just trying to serve towards the center of the court aggressively.
And off the ceiling, they try and play it, but cannot do so. Another ace, 22-16, Osseo.
Really strong, aggressive serves. It looks like they're floating a little bit. Really hard to read.
Ooh, another real tough serve. Walton, a long run for it. Pekarik will come to Bow. Off the little banner there, and they cannot get to it. 23-16, Osseo closing in on a section championship.
Having Bow in the middle front and having really aggressive server has just created a really good rotation for Osseo.
Starting to feel inevitable now. Osseo trying to with the finishing touches on a sweep. Down the line, Taniello, a nice dig, and Jones able to get that ball over. Now Hilly. Taniello, another good pass. Here's Jones, and denied by Kearns. Champlin Park still has some fight in them, and great block by Kearns.
Fantastic set by Pekarik to get this ball all the way to the outside from behind the 10-foot line on the right side of the ball. Yep, we were just unable to hit around the block for Champlin Park.
Studelberg serving. Here's Jones, skims it off the block. Oh, we had a net violation anyway on Champlin Park, so score the point for Osseo, and now they're within one, 24-17 Orioles.
We have Bo's jump serve coming up next. She's had a lot of success with this serve.
Bo looking for the win. Hilly pushing it across. Orioles a chance to attack. Carmen, and not able to do it.
It looked like Champlin Park accidentally put up a triple block against Osseo's hitter, and it was successful now, but if Osseo saw it, they should tip next time.
Here's Hilly. No margin for error anymore for the Rebels, 24-18. Here's Jones. Zevnik, can they get it? No, and Osseo's headed to the state tournament.
Looks like all the Togas are charging the court.
I think they're a little excited. The crowd hitting the court about 2 seconds after the ball hit the floor.
Fantastic swing down by the line. The libero got a hand on it, but she just wasn't able to get it in a playable area of the court.
And Osseo storming the court here as they sweep Champlin Park. A good start, I thought, tonight for the Rebels, Lisa, but you could tell they just didn't have the as much margin for error. I mean, Osseo just was a little bit stronger overall. Champlin Park would have needed to play a pretty perfect match to win tonight, and they played it well, but not quite well enough.
If we watch the players' body language, it just looked like Osseo had a lot more fire. They were very excited to be here. They were excited for every one of their players to get kills, to have great saves, and Champlin Park looked a little bit more nervous. A little less confident than Osseo tonight.
Great season here for the Rebels, and obviously they've got good things ahead with a lot of the youth on their team. I think we're going to be seeing them in key spots in the next couple of years as well. And Osseo, a good victory here tonight as they sweep to the championship here in Section 5. 25-16, 25-21, and 25-18. We will be back to hear from the Orioles in just a moment. Osseo is headed to the state tournament here after a section championship win.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
Intercepted. This one looks like it could go for the touchdown.
Reed looks it away, and Hopkins advances.
Hello and welcome to a new season of Sports Champ.
Channel 12, your local source.
Welcome back here to Anoka High School. Osseo is headed to the state volleyball tournament after they sweep Champlin Park here in the Section 5 final. We're with a couple of the seniors that helped to make things happen tonight, a really balanced Osseo team. And Megan Pekarik, how exciting is this? It's been a few years since your team was able to make it to state, and how much fun is it right now?
It's super fun. It's what we've all been, it's what we've been hoping for this whole season. It's really cool to see it happening right now.
They came out and I thought played pretty well early, but you guys in each of the first two just sort of took control late. What do you think, got you guys the lead and made you able to keep it like that?
I'd say we were super nervous at first, kind of shaky. There's a lot of pressure this game. But then we came back because we always stay together as a team. That's something I love about this team.
You have a lot of weapons that you can go to, and you guys really utilize that very well. How much fun is it to know that you can go left with the ball, you can go middle? I mean, you have a lot of real good options to play with it.
It's really fun. I'm super grateful to have all those hitters. It's really fun to be able to go anywhere I want.
Heading into the state tournament now, what do you think of your chances? I mean, we know that Osseo is kind of the top team up in this area, but how do you feel about where you match up against some of the teams that will be in the state tournament?
I think we can go really far in the state tournament. If we play our game, we don't play nervous, we can stay together, I think we can go really far.
All right, Megan, thanks so much for joining us, and great job here tonight.
Thank you.
And Jackie Jones, your team came in as the favorite. They played well early, like I said, but how much confidence did you guys keep throughout the night that you guys could pull this off?
Well, we knew they were going to come out and play their best game against us, but we just had to stick to our game plan and just trust in each other, and we knew that we could pull through.
I remember back in mid-August talking to you guys, and I think everybody expected a pretty decent season, but has this team even maybe gone a level higher than what you thought it might at that point?
Yeah, we knew we could go out, we knew we could surprise some people, but I never thought that we could make it this far and even make a run at the state championship. Like, we know that we can do this now.
You have so many different players on this team that have really contributed a lot too. We were talking between sets tonight that there isn't really somebody out there that you don't want to have the ball. How important has that been for your team to have that variety of weapons like that?
It's really great because any player can get any type of kill at any time, and it just opens up. It opens up the blockers. It opens up everything for each other. So we just work as a team, and it works out.
It was 5 years ago that Osseo made it into the state tournament. How big is this just for the whole program to have all these fans here, the younger kids, to see this happen?
It's amazing. It feels so good. And to have all of our fans come out and support us and just have such great spirit, it means the world.
All right, Jackie, good luck in the state tournament and great job here tonight.
Thank you.
Jackie Jones, one of the players that helped to get it done for Osseo here tonight. A great performance for the Oils as they've had all season long. Again, congratulations to Champlin Park, a fantastic season, but it ends here tonight in the Section 5 championship. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's great matchup. For Lisa Murphy and all of our 12 Sports crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. It's Osseo headed to the state tournament with a 3-game sweep over Champlin Park.